need to find the
hyperbolic
okay. You need to find the slope of this
hyperbolic sine
curve.
x by c.
Okay, so c into sine hyperbolic x by c, and this c is outside, so c cancel out. So dy dx is sine hyperbolic x by c. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So
Yes, sir.
and you need to find the equation of tangent to this curve y equal to c cos hyperbolic x by c, and so y minus point some point this one. Okay, and here he writes this point as a y equal to c cos hyperbolic x by c. Okay, y minus y1. So y1 is written as c cos hyperbolic x by c, and x minus x sine hyperbolic x by c. This one as a slope. Okay. So in
Yes, sir.
place of any arbitrary point
Okay, sir.
y, he here assume the point y equal to this curve because the point also lies in this curve. Okay. You have to find the tangent at this point. So this point also passing through this curve y equal to c cos hyperbolic x by c. So you can write here in place of y1 this point also c cos hyperbolic x by c. Okay. I think this is the problem. Why this point is here. Are you understand?
Yes,
ठीक है
sir.
ना यहाँ पे
Yes, sir. But
यहीं पे दिक्कत हो
इसके
रहा है
बाद
ना
जो है ये
ठीक है ये
सर यहाँ
हो
पर
गया
c
तुम्हारा
इसके बाद
कांस्टेंट
जो ये बना हुआ है
हाँ बताओ
সেকেন্ড লাইনটা কি করে হলো বুঝতে পারছি না
वही चो दिस इक्वेशन
सर c यहाँ पर
सर उसके
कांस्टेंट ना
बाद
है
वाला लाइन सेकेंड लाइन
ये सेकंड लाइन तुम्हारा नॉर्मल का इक्वेशन है दिस इक्वेशन इज ऑफ टेंजेंट यहाँ पे देखो लिखा हुआ द इक्वेशन ऑफ टेंजेंट एंड नॉर्मल टू द कर्व दिस at the point xy is are given by y equal to this and this respectively. That means this equation is of tangent and this equation is of normal. When uh, somewhere written respectively, then first one is written in the before the and the second one is after the end. That means tangent equation of tangent is first one and equation of normal is second one. Okay,
ओके सर
understand? Then
ओके सर
they ask the distance or length of the perpendicular. The length of the perpendicular from the foot of the ordinate. Foot of the ordinate means from the x-axis. And what is the coordinate in x-axis? Any arbitrary coordinate in x-axis? Y equal to 0. That means x comma 0 is the point on x-axis. Okay. So find the perpendicular distance from x to the point to this tangent. This is the tangent, and what is the distance, perpendicular distance from a particular point of a line? You know, what is the perpendicular distance from a particular point of a line? If a comma b is a point, okay, and ax plus a comma b or alpha comma beta is a point, okay, and ax plus by plus c equals to 0 is a line, then what is the perpendicular distance from that point? You know, what is the perpendicular distance from that point? Just replace the point by alpha beta and divide by square root of coefficient of x and y. That means a alpha plus b beta plus c divided by square root of a square plus b square. Okay. So this is the equation of tangent, and your foot is what? X0. So the length of perpendicular from this point x0 of the ordinate xy, x comma y to the tangent. This is the equation of tangent. Let's just simplify this equation, first equation. After simplification, you will get this equation. Okay. So the perpendicular distance from the point x0 to this curve is, just replace capital X by small x and capital Y by 0. Then this is x sine hyperbolic x by c, and capital Y is 0, so minus 0, plus c sine hyperbolic x by c minus x sine hyperbolic x by c. Then square root of the coefficient of x and coefficient of y square. This is sine hyperbolic square xc plus 1. Okay. And this is what? This is x sine hyperbolic x by c, and this is minus x sine hyperbolic x by c. So this is cancelled out. In case of here, c cos hyperbolic x by c. And you know what is the relation between sine hyperbolic, sine square hyperbolic x and cos square hyperbolic x? In case of simple sine cos function, you know the sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. But in case of hyperbolic function, this is not same. Okay. In case of hyperbolic
Okay, sir.
function,
Okay.
cos square
sir.
hyperbolic x minus sine square hyperbolic x equal to 1. So this one is written as this. This cancel out and this is c. Okay.
Sir.
Check it out.
Okay, sir. No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So today we'll discuss Fourier series. Okay. This is an important topic. Okay.
सर हेलो सर.
Yes.
हेलो सर. वो कुछ लोग जो ज्वाइन करने के लिए कोशिश करे वो एक्सेप्ट कर लीजिए सर.
Okay. Today we'll start a new topic that's called Fourier series. Okay. And this is Fourier series is a series of sum of periodic function. Okay, like the sine and cos function. Okay, and this is very important for the perspective of the engineering course. Okay, this type of series you can see in your various fields. Okay, either in electrodynamics or any heat conduction equation. Okay, if you have any type of periodic function, okay, then that periodic function gives you the Fourier series. Okay, and from the Fourier series you can understand what is the way of a curve. Okay, and how a curve moves. Okay, so this Fourier series is developed by Fourier. Okay, and this is a series either converges to the function or may not converge to the function. But there are several methods to show that this function is convergent in which case. Okay. So first of all, you have to understand some basic function, and then we'll introduce Fourier series. And you know trigonometric series. What is trigonometric series? Trigonometric series is a sum series of sum of sine and cos function, like a naught plus sum of yes a1 sine x sine theta plus b1 cos theta plus a2 sine theta plus b2 cos theta cos 2 theta. This type of function is called trigonometric series. Okay, but this trigonometric series is sometimes called a Fourier series under some conditions. Okay, and that is why this is called a Fourier series. Okay, and the Fourier series is written as sum of. So first of all, we introduce some function. Okay, basic definitions of functions. So first, understand what is periodic function. Periodic function is very important in case of Fourier series. Okay, you know what is periodic function? A function fx is said to be periodic if there exists a positive number t such that f of x plus t equals to fx, for all values of x. So this type of function is called periodic function of period t. Okay. And if sum or difference of the periodic function with common period t is also periodic. Okay. And if fx is a periodic with period t, then f of x is a periodic with t by t period. And you know that period of sine theta is 2 pi. Then what is period of sine 3x? Period of sine 3x is t by x. That means 2 pi by 3. Okay. So if you are given any function fx defined on a finite interval ab, then you can extend this function with a period function, and a period t equals to b minus a. Okay. If a function given in the interval ab where a and b are finite numbers,
স্যার
period of yes,
বলছি আপনার ভয়েসটা ক্লিয়ার ভাবে আসছে না
I think there is some network problem. Okay,
ওকে স্যার
try to understand. Okay. So if fx is a periodic function, fx is a function in an interval ab, then period of this function is b minus a. Okay. What is even function and what is odd function?
Sir, if f minus x is equal to fx, then it is even function, and f minus x is equal to minus fx, then it is odd function.
Okay. And for integration, what is the important property of even and odd function? Integral minus a to a fx dx equals to what? If fx is odd function,
0.
0. Okay. And if fx is even function, then fx is even, then what is the property? Just multiplied by 2 and integral 0 to a. That's the property of integration. We have discussed in the definite integral property. Okay. If fx is a odd function, then this is 0, and if fx is even function, then this is 2 times integral 0 to a fx dx. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just see in this notes there are several things. Just try to focus on that topic. Okay, which I will discuss in this class. Okay. Even odd function. This is a typical waveform. This is not in your course. Okay. This is section 20.3. This is not in course. Okay. This is your waveform. These are not in your course. Okay. So just try to understand the definition of Fourier series now. Okay. So Fourier series on an interval minus t to t. Okay. That fx we define a series as a naught by 2 plus sum of an cos n pi x by t plus bn sin n pi x by t, where n is running from 1 to infinity. Okay. And the coefficients a naught, an, bn are given as, and these are called Fourier coefficient. Okay. And these are given as the Euler's formula as a naught equals to 1 by t minus t to t f of x dx, n equals to 1 by t minus t to t fx cos n pi x by t dx, and bn is 1 by t minus t to t fx sin n pi x by t dx, okay, n from 1 to infinity, then this type of series is called Fourier series. Understand? When you are asking to find a Fourier series of a function, okay, in some interval, then you just try to find this series, okay. And to find the series, first of all, you need to find the coefficient a naught, an, and bn. Okay, then you just try to find this series, and this series gives you the Fourier series of the particular function fx in that interval. Okay, but always this is not true that this series is equals to the function fx. Okay, so to for equality of fx to this series, there are some conditions, okay, for convergence of the series. Okay, so let's introduce first see some examples of this Fourier series. Okay, how will you find the Fourier series? If fx is 3 in this interval 0 to 5, and this is minus 3 in minus 5 to 0. Okay, so what is the period of this function here? What is the period of this function? Can you tell me? Fx is defined as minus 3 in minus 5 to 0 and 3 in 0 to 5. And what is the interval here? Minus 5 to 5. This is the interval. So what will be the period of this type of function? If a function is given in interval a comma b, then what you see in previous notes, then the period of that function is b minus a. That means the period of this
স্যার ওটা তো
function is,
জিরোর বড় বলেছে কিন্তু আপনার মাইনাস চিহ্ন হচ্ছে কি করে?
yes,
স্যার এফএক্সটা তো আপনার মানে 3 জিরোর বড় আর মানে 5 ছোট আর সমান, তাহলে এটা মাইনাস চিহ্ন আসছে কি করে?
this function
X এর
is
মানটা
defined in this way. Okay, this function is defined as a minus 3 when minus 5 x belongs to minus 5 to 0. Okay,
ও
and
আচ্ছা
you
স্যার,
can
আচ্ছা
okay, this is a value of function and this is the length of the interval. Okay, here is a comma. So this function is defined as minus 3 when your x is minus 5 to 0 and fx 3 when x from 0 to 5. So what is the period of this function? Tell me. What is the period? Period is b minus a. Okay. If fx is defined in a comma b interval, then your period is b minus a. The period of this type of function is 5 minus of minus 5, that means 10. 10 is the period of this function. Okay.
सर समझ नहीं आया 10 कैसे आया उसका पीरियड.
हाँ सर बता
Just-
दीजिए एक बार.
I'll just tell you that if a function is defined in an interval a comma b, then what is the period of that function? B minus a. Just see here. I tell you earlier here that if a function is defined in an interval, okay, if any function fx defined on a finite interval ab, okay, then this function has period b minus a. Period of this function is b minus a. And what is the interval of this function? In this case, what is the interval? Interval is minus 5 to 5. So a is minus 5 and b is 5. So what is the length of the interval or period of this interval? B minus of minus b minus a, and b is 5 and a is minus 5. So this is 10. Okay.
सर दो फंक्शन है. सर दो फंक्शन यहाँ पे क्यों है? fx is equal to 3 and fx is equal to minus
Because
3.
this is a function, you can define this type of function is called Dirichlet function. Okay. You can define a function in this type of interval. Okay. This function is defined in such a way that this is from 0 to 5. This is the same function, but you just break this interval. Okay. You can define this function.
Okay, sir.
Okay. You know, you can define a function. If your function is sometimes not defined at 0, then you can define that function at 0. Okay. In the chapter of limit continuity for two variable, I think you know there are some functions defined as f of x comma y equals to some function when x comma y non-zero, and f of x y is a 0 when x y equal to 0. You see in the examples of functions of two variables for limit continuity. Just remember that things. You can define the function in such a way. Okay, just break the interval and define the function. Okay, this type of function is called Dirichlet function. So now just try to understand. So this series, now you have seen the Fourier series of period, arbitrary period t, but we'll define here the period of function 2 pi. Okay, this series with period 2 pi. Okay, and this can be written as a0 by 2 plus integral sum of n equals to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus bn sin nx. Okay, the coefficient of this function is a0 equals to 1 by pi minus pi to pi fx dx, and an is 1 by pi minus pi to pi fx cos nx, and bn is 1 by pi minus pi to pi fx sin nx dx. Okay, just remember the formula of the Fourier series and formula of the coefficients. Okay, nothing you have to remember, just remember the Fourier series and the coefficient of this series. Okay, then just calculate a0, an and bn. And after putting these values in this expression, you will get the Fourier series of fx. Okay, that is the work you have to do. Okay, this is very easy work, and just you have to integrate the function uh, and find a0, an and bn. Okay, since fx is given, then you can easily find a and bn and a0. Okay, just see and understand this example. You have given fx in the interval minus pi to pi as x square. Then how will you find the Fourier series? When this function is of period 2 pi. Okay, so if you have to find the Fourier series, then what is the first work? First work is to find the coefficient of Fourier series. Okay, so you know your given function is x square, and you have to find a0, an and bn. Okay, then first of all find a0. What is your a0? A0 is 1 by pi minus pi to pi fx dx. Okay, just use the property of even function here. Since your x square is even function and your interval is minus pi to pi, you can write this on as 2 by pi integral 0 to pi x square dx. Okay, and this integral gives you 2 pi square by 3. Okay, is it okay? Then find out an. And what is your an? An is 1 by pi minus pi to pi fx cos nx dx. Okay, just put the value of fx is x square. Just simplify and integrate this function. Okay, so your x square is even function and cos nx is also even function. Okay, and if the product of the even function is always even function, That means you can use property of even function here also. Okay, so this gives you 2 by pi integral 0 to pi x square cos nx dx, and this is the product of two functions. Just integrate using the product property of integration. Okay, this gives you what? Just take x square as it is and integrate cos nx. What is the integration of cos nx? Just integrate and simplify. You will get this one. Okay, and then differentiation of 2 x square and the integration of cos nx gives you this type of function. Okay, now what will happen? Next one, just simplify. This will gives you what? At from the interval 0 to pi, this is 0 always. Okay, if you put pi, then this is pi square, and this is sin n pi, and sin n pi is always 0. So this, and at 0, this is also 0. That means in this first term is 0 from this interval 0 to pi. From this interval, okay, and again use the product property in this function. Okay, and then you will get this one. Okay, and this 2 by pi is multiplied in both the function, this one and this one also, and then this gives you minus 4 by n pi, and this gives you minus x cos n pi x nx by n. Okay, and this is 0 to pi, and then this gives you integral 0 to pi cos nx by n dx. Okay, and just put the value of the limit of the integral. Like this gives you minus 4 by n pi, and this is minus pi cos n pi by n, and this is once again integrate this function. Okay, so what is the integration of this one? Sin n pi by n. If you put the limit here 0 to pi, then this is always 0. Okay, so what is the final expression of your n? Your final expression of n is, this is minus 4 by n pi, and this is minus pi cos n pi by n. Okay, so this gives you 4 cos n pi by n square. This pi cancel out, and this is 0 from 0 to pi. Okay, and this is your 4 cos n pi by n square. So this is your n pi. So you know your, then just try to find the value of Bn. What is Bn? Bn is 1 by pi minus pi to pi fx sin nx, and fx is x square. Okay, and this is x square sin nx dx. Then your x square is even function, but sin x is what? Odd function. So product of these two function is what? Odd function. So you can easily say that Bn is 0. Okay, understand? That means your a0 is 2 pi square by 3, and an is 4 cos n pi by n square, and bn is 0. Then you can write the Fourier series of fx as 1 by 2 into a0. A0 is 2 pi square by 3. This one is an into cos n pi x plus bn into sin n pi x sin nx, and bn is 0. So this one is 0. So this is your Fourier series. Okay, you can expand this series also, or write as it is. Okay, so this is your Fourier series of x square. okay, in this interval. Okay, any doubt here? Understand? बताओ किसी को कोई डाउट है इसमें? आवाज आ रहा है ना तुम लोगों को? बताओ।
यस सर आ रही है।
और तुम लोग रेस्पॉन्स किया करो, नहीं तो पता नहीं चलेगा ना कि आवाज आ रहा है कि नहीं। ठीक है ना? इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम है किसी को?
यस सर।
बताओ
नहीं सर।
प्रॉब्लम है या नहीं है?
सर अब तक तो नहीं लगा, अभी थोड़ा
ठीक है,
पढ़ के बताना
इसमें
पड़ेगा।
कुछ नहीं है। ठीक है, बेसिक इंटीग्रेशन है। इंटीग्रेशन के बाद बस ए नॉट ए एन और बी एन निकालो, फिर उसको सीरीज में पुट करो, जो आएगा एक्सप्रेशन, ठीक है, वही आ जाएगा। ठीक है, now we'll discuss in which condition, okay, this series is exactly equals to the function fx. Okay, so this condition is called Dirichlet condition. Okay, a function fx defined on the interval minus t to t is said to satisfy Dirichlet condition if it satisfy any one of the following two conditions. Okay, if these conditions are satisfied, okay, this is 1 and 2. If any one of these two conditions are satisfied, then the function is said to satisfy the Dirichlet condition. Okay, first one is if fx is bounded in this interval minus t to t, and the interval is can be decomposed into a finite number of subintervals, okay, such that fx is monotonic on each of the subintervals. Okay, monotonic means either increasing or decreasing in the center subintervals. Okay, that means if fx is bounded in the whole interval minus 2 to t, and this interval can be decomposed into a finite number of subintervals. Okay, then second one is fx has a finite number of points of infinite discontinuity in this interval minus t to t. When arbitrary small neighborhood of these points are excluded from this interval, fx becomes bounded in the remaining part, and this remaining part can be decomposed into a finite number of subintervals such that fx is monotonic in each subintervals. Okay, so these two are the conditions. Okay, if any of these two conditions are satisfied, then we say that this function fx is satisfied Dirichlet condition. Okay, first one tells us that this is bounded in the interval, and every interval can be decomposed into finite number of subintervals. That means if your interval is minus 1 to 1, then you can write this interval as minus 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, and union of the two interval gives you minus 1 to 1. Okay, so if the decomposition must be finite. Okay, and this tells another thing that this fx is monotonic, that means either increasing or decreasing in each subinterval. Okay, and second one tells you that if this fx has finite number of point of discontinuity. Okay, that means if fx is discontinuous, okay, in a finite number of points in this interval, okay, then arbitrary small neighborhood of this points are excluded from this interval. Okay, so this neighborhood can be excluded from this interval. Then this function becomes bounded in the remaining part of that interval. Okay, and that remaining part can be decomposed into a finite number of subintervals, such that this fx is monotonic in such each subintervals. Okay, so for example, look at this expression. This fx is x minus 3 from minus 3 to 0, and this is 3 minus x from 0 to 3. Okay, and here is your interval minus 3 to 3. So fx is bounded in minus 3 to 3. Okay, so your fx is bounded in this interval. Always fx can be written or draw like this. What is the graph of fx? When your x from minus 3 to 0, okay, this is minus 3 to 0, and what is your fx? Fx is x minus 3. Okay, so what can be x minus 3? Y equal to x minus 3 is this type of function. Okay, this is x minus 3, and when your x from 0 to 3, okay, 0 to 3, then this is 3 minus x, and x, equation of 3 minus x is this one. Okay, that means this graph tells you that this fx is from minus 6 to 3. Okay, that means your fx is bounded from minus 6 to 3. That is, your fx is bounded in this interval minus 3 to 3. Okay, and this interval can be decomposed, and this is the decomposition minus 3 to 0, and this is 0 to 3. Okay, minus 3 to 3 can be decomposed as a minus 3 comma 0, and this is 0 to 3, and this is a finite decomposition. And see that fx is increasing here. Fx is increasing in this interval minus 3 to 0. See, this function is increasing function from minus 3 to 0. Okay, and from 0 to 3, this function is decreasing function. Okay, so we conclude that fx satisfied Dirichlet condition. Okay, ठीक है, समझ में आया ये? किसी को कोई दिक्कत है इसमें? Any doubt? From this graph you can understand this is bounded, and decomposition is occurs, and this function is monotonic in this interval. That means increasing in this interval and decreasing in this interval. That means this fx satisfies Dirichlet condition. Okay, कोई डाउट है इसमें किसी को Dirichlet कंडीशन में? हम लोग कोई कुछ रेस्पॉन्स नहीं कर रहा है, कैसे पता चलेगा बताओ? आवाज आ रही है ना?
यस सर।
तो कुछ है इसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम?
नहीं सर, नो सर।
ठीक है, देखो नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल देखो, इसमें क्या है कि fx गिवन है स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 1 minus x, and the interval is minus 1 to 1. Okay, the graph of this interval from minus 1 to 1 is this interval. This is the graph of this function. Okay, and this function is not bounded. Okay, and this function has point of discontinuity at which point? X equal to 1 is the point of discontinuity of this function. Okay, this function is discontinuous at x equal to 1. Okay,
Yes sir.
if neighborhood of x equal to 1 is excluded, then the function is bounded in this function and increasing. Okay, if you just exclude the interval of 1, okay, then you can say that this function is bounded in this interval. Okay, minus 1 to 1. And in this interval, if you exclude the neighborhood of 1, then this function is bounded from -1 to 1. Okay. Now we'll discuss the condition in which a Fourier series is convergent to a function fx. Okay. If fx is defined in this interval -t to t and fx satisfies Dirichlet condition, then its Fourier series is convergent, and Fourier series, this is fx. Okay. That means when a function or when a Fourier series is convergent to the function fx. Okay. And what is the condition? And this theorem tells you what is the condition. Okay. So see this theorem that fx is defined on -t to t and satisfies Dirichlet condition, then its Fourier series is convergent, and Fourier series this equals to fx. That means your Fourier series is exactly same as the function fx. Okay. When your function satisfies the Dirichlet condition. Okay. And this equals to 1/2 limit t tends to x plus f of t plus limit t tends to x minus f of t if x is an ordinary point. Okay. That is fx. This is equals when your x is the point of continuity of fx. Okay. That means if fx is always continuous, then this is happened. Okay. And if x is plus minus t, that is x equals to at x equal to plus minus t, this function is not continuous, then this can be written as 1/2 limit t tends to t minus, okay, minus t plus. Okay. If your t is x is minus t, then this series is convergent to the function 1/2 limit t tends to minus t plus f of t plus limit t tends to t minus f of t. Okay. That means if your function is given in an interval -t to t, then that Fourier series can be written as this type of functions. Okay. Now, again, consider the example of fx equal to x square in this interval. Okay. And we got that Fourier series of this function is what? Pi square by 3. And this is the Fourier series, and you know that from the graph it is clear. Let's see here. Now you need to find the convergent condition. Okay. And now your 1/2 limit t tends to pi minus pi plus f of t plus limit t tends to pi minus f of t. Okay. So this is what? 1/2 t tends to minus pi square, and your fx is always what? Fx is your x square always. Okay. So this is 1/2 pi square, and this is limit that tends to pi t square. This is also pi square. So this is pi square. So this is f of pi. Okay. So the Fourier series expansion of the given function is fx equal to pi square by 3, and this converges to this point when your t is plus minus pi. So this is the convergent point. At the point minus pi comma pi, you need to find this limit of the function. In this case, your function is x square always in this interval. Okay, but if this function is not defined in whole interval, if fx is x at some point minus pi to 0 and minus x at some point 0 to pi, then this could be different. Okay, but here since your function is same, then this is uh, same for both the intervals. This is x square and this is x square in both cases. Okay, Fourier series in arbitrary interval is not in your course. Okay, so Fourier series in interval minus pi to pi is only in your course. Okay, so just don't see this one. Okay, on arbitrary interval a comma b, this is not in your course. Just note this in your copy. Then we'll discuss sine series and cos series. So Fourier sine series and Fourier cos series. Look at the expression of Fourier series. Okay, this is the expression of your Fourier series a naught by 2 summation of n cos n pi x by t plus en sin n pi x by t. And your a naught is what? 1 by t integral this one. And in the what is in the interval minus pi to pi? In the minus pi to pi, this one is 1 by pi. See here, 1 by pi. This is 1 by pi minus pi to pi fx dx. Okay. Now see, if your fx is even function, then what happened? If fx is even function and cos nx is also even function, then this product is what? Even function. Okay. And in this case, your n is not 0. Okay. But in case of even function, this bn is 0. Okay, that means if you write here the expression of a naught, an and bn, then your bn is 0 here. Okay, that means in your Fourier series only a naught by 2 plus sum of a n equals to 1 to infinity an cos nx is there, because your bn is 0. So this type of series where only the cosine functions are present, that type of functions is called, or series is called, Fourier cosine series. Okay, understand what I am trying to say? So in this case only cos series is present, but if this term is vanishing out because your bn is 0 when fx is even function. Okay, so in this case your bn is 0, so your series is a naught by 2 plus an cos nx. So this type of series is called Fourier cosine series. Okay. Now if your function fx is odd function, then what happened? Then in that case your a naught is minus pi to pi fx dx, and this is 0. Okay. And an is minus pi to pi fx cos nx, and fx is odd function and cos x is even function, so an is 0. Okay, and bn in this case, this is odd and this is odd, and product of two odd function is even function, so this is non-zero. Okay, so in this case when fx is your odd function, your only series is only including sine function, sine terms. That means your series is sum of n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin nx. So this type of series is called Fourier sine series. Okay, understand? what I am trying to tell you? समझ में आया? फोरियर साइन सीरीज और फोरियर कोसाइन सीरीज कैसा होता है? The terms only includes cos terms, okay, or the series includes only cos terms are called Fourier cosine series, and terms series includes only the terms of cos sine terms, okay, are called the Fourier sine series. Okay, this is what in this next section we have discussed. Here. So when f of minus x is minus f of x, this interval. In this case, when fx is odd function, then a0 is 0 and an is also 0. Okay, and bn is here given by this expression. Okay, 2 by t integral 0 to t fx sin n pi x by t. Fx sin n pi x by t. Bn is this one. So the series, Fourier series of fx becomes this one, summation of bn sin n pi x by t. And if your t is pi, then what is the series? This is n equals to 1 to infinity bn sin nx. Okay, so this series is called Fourier half range sine series or Fourier sine series. Okay, and once again, if your fx is, and now see that if your fx satisfies Dirichlet condition in this interval, then the series is convergent, and value of the series is the Fourier series. Okay, and if fx is even function, then in that case a0 is written as this term 2 by t integral 0 to t fx dx, and an is like this, and in this case bn is 0. Okay, so now you can write Fourier series as a0 by 2 and sum of an cos n pi x by t, n is 1 to infinity. So this series just includes cos terms. Okay, so this series is called Fourier sine series. Okay, okay, so these two are example, two types of Fourier series, particular case of Fourier series, Fourier half sine series or Fourier sine series and Fourier cos series. Okay, so in particular just see in this interval 0 to pi. Okay, then the half range sine series becomes bn sin nx, where bn is 2 by pi integral 0 to pi fx sin nx dx, and cosine series is a0 by 2 plus an cos nx, where a0 is 2 by pi and 0 to pi fx dx, and an is 2 by pi integral 0 to pi fx cos nx dx. Okay, so these are two important property of a Fourier series. Okay, so just remember this Fourier series in the interval 0 to pi. Okay, not in the particular interval minus t to t. Just remember the Fourier series in the interval minus pi to pi, and Fourier sine series and Fourier cos series in these two intervals. Okay, if you have asked to find the Fourier series of even function, okay, then that is true in case of which function? If your function is even, then that gives you what? Then that gives you Fourier cosine series. Okay, and if your fx is odd function, then that gives you Fourier sine series. Okay, so just remember these two properties. Okay, now for example, if you consider fx as x, okay, in this case fx is odd, fx is your odd function. Okay, fx is your odd function, so what? Your a0 is 0. Okay, and an is also 0, so that gives you only bn. Okay, so this type of function gives you the Fourier sine series only. Okay, see a0 an0 and bn is this one. Just integrate this function from -2 to 2. This will gives you 4 into -1 to the power n plus 1 by n pi, and this gives you the Fourier sine series. Okay, now consider this function fx equals to sine x in this interval. Okay, so fx is what? Fx equal to sine x is what in this interval? Let's see. This is a different type of examples. Okay, just write here in case of x square. Okay, just write in your note. Okay, consider the function fx equal to x square in the interval minus pi to pi. Okay, आवाज आ रही है तुम लोगों को?
Yes sir, आ रही है.
Just consider the function fx equal to x square in the interval 0 to minus pi to pi. Okay, as in the previous example, we see that fx equal to, this is fx equal to x square in 0 to 2 pi. Okay, just write down fx equal to x square here, fx equal to x square in minus pi to pi, this example. Okay, in this example, this fx is what? Fx is your even function. Okay, so this gives you the series of what? Cos series. Fourier series of this function is what? This is the Fourier series, and this gives you only the terms related to cosine. Okay, so fx equal to x square gives you Fourier cosine series. Okay, for example, write this one. Okay, fx equal to x square minus pi to pi, and write down the Fourier cosine series for this function. Okay, ठीक है, कोई डाउट है किसी को अभी में? बताओ. फोरियर सीरीज में जो है अभी जितना तुम लोगों को बताया ना, इसी में से जितना है आएगा. फोरियर सीरीज का और ज्यादा कुछ है नहीं तुम लोगों का. ठीक है, आगे जाकर डिटेल में होगा उसका फोरियर सीरीज का. और ठीक है, इसमें कोई डाउट है किसी को? जो जो चीजें मैंने यहाँ पे डिस्कस किया ना, उसी वही सब तुम लोग करना. और एक्सरसाइज तो नहीं है वो, जो fx इक्वल टू एक्स स्क्वायर का मैंने बताया उसका तुम कॉस कॉस सीरीज जो है वो निकालना. ठीक है, जो निकाला हुआ है वही उसका कॉस सीरीज है. ठीक है, लेकिन अगर फोरियर कोसाइन, उसको दूसरे तरीके से भी पूछा जा सकता है कि आइदर फाइंड द फोरियर कोसाइन सीरीज और फोरियर सीरीज ऑफ द फंक्शन fx इक्वल टू एक्स स्क्वायर. ओके, so here also given an example. Here some functions are given. Okay, yes. Okay. Find the sine series of represent the function fx equal to pi minus x in this interval 0 to pi. Okay, so in this interval, just you can extend this function in the interval minus pi comma 0 by defining f of minus x equal to minus fx. Okay, so this gives you a naught is 0. Okay, your fx is given in the interval 0 to pi. You can extend this function in the interval minus pi to 0. Okay, just do the examples which are in which the intervals are from minus pi to pi or 0 to pi. Okay, uh, where intervals are arbitrary without pi. Okay, that is not in your course. Only the intervals where minus pi to pi or 0 to pi are included. For example, this is the 0 to 2 pi. Okay, in this case the interval is 0 to 2 pi. So you can do this example. Okay, your period of this function is 2 pi. So example 8, just write down example 8. And example 7, okay, find Fourier series to represent x square in the interval. In place of L, write down minus pi comma pi. Okay, but in example 7, write find a Fourier series to represent x square in the interval minus pi comma pi. In place of L, write down pi. Okay, and this one also example 7, example 6 also. Example 6, expand cos px in minus pi comma pi. Okay, where p is not being an integer in Fourier series. Okay, cos px is your even function, so this series can be written as in terms of Fourier cosine series. Okay, so example 6, also example 5. Example 5 is here from the interval minus pi to pi. Okay, in example 4, write down, okay, in place of draw the graph of the function and state the waveform, write down here find the Fourier series of the given function fx equal to pi plus 2x from minus pi to 0 and fx equal to pi minus 2x when 0 interval is 0 to pi. Okay, and deduce that 1 by 1 square plus 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 5 square equal to pi square by 8. Okay, so in place of write down the graph, just find the Fourier series of this function. Okay, find the Fourier series of the given function fx in this interval. Okay. Example 3 is also similar to in your course. Okay, obtain the Fourier expansion of x sin x in this interval minus pi to pi. Okay. Okay. Just exclude example 2. Okay, this is not in your course. This is from minus 5 to 5. So this is not in your course. Okay, this is also example 1 is also in your course. Okay, find a Fourier series of the function fx equal to x minus x square in the interval minus pi to pi. Okay, so just do these examples. Okay, just try to solve these examples. ठीक है, बताओ किसी को कोई डाउट है? Any doubt? Just try to solve these examples. Okay. Fourier series is not so hard. Okay, this is a very easy example. Just do the calculations properly. You will get the coefficients. Okay. So, बताओ किसी को कोई डाउट है, कुछ पूछना है किसी को? तो तुम लोगों का जो है यहीं तक आएगा, ठीक है? बाकी जो हुआ था फर्स्ट यूनिट और सेकंड यूनिट का और ये थर्ड यूनिट का है, तुम लोग का 3 यूनिट मतलब लगभग कवर हो गया। और अभी तुम लोगों का जो एग्जाम होगा उसमें 3 यूनिट से ही क्वेश्चन आएगा, ठीक है? और फिर जो तुम्हारा क्वेश्चन होगा उससे रिलेटेड थोड़ा बहुत सजेशंस वगैरह सॉल्व करने के लिए दे देंगे, ठीक है? उससे भी सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करना। जो पहले सॉल्व किए थे तुम लोग, कुछ क्वेश्चन उससे रिलेटेड भी होगा, ज्यादा एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन देने वाले नहीं है, टाइम बहुत कम है, ठीक है? तो कोशिश करो जितना हो सके सॉल्व करने की क्वेश्चंस को, ठीक है ना? ज्यादा इधर उधर का क्वेश्चन आने वाला है नहीं, जितना पढ़ाया गया है क्लास में, जितना एग्जांपल्स का क्वेश्चन दिया है मैंने तुम लोग का एक्सरसाइज ज्यादा दिया नहीं है, ठीक है? तो हाँ, तो किसी को कुछ पूछना है, बताओ। किसी को कुछ पूछना है?
हेलो सर।
हाँ बोलो।
सर पेपर कितना मार्क्स का आएगा?
पेपर 80 मार्क्स का होगा।
और 20 फुल मार्क्स तो सर 100 है।
100 है तो 20 तुम्हारा वो होगा अलग से।
क्या होगा सर?
20 तो ट्यूटोरियल होता है।
ओह, ठीक है सर। उसमें क्या करना, ट्यूटोरियल में क्या करना पड़ेगा सर?
ट्यूटोरियल में तुम लोगों को देखेंगे अटेंडेंस वगैरह। अभी तो अटेंडेंस का उतना ज्यादा मसला है नहीं, ऑनलाइन में डिपार्टमेंट से पूछ के फिर ट्यूटोरियल का देंगे, ठीक है?
ठीक है सर।
कि ऑफलाइन जो क्लास होता है उसमें ट्यूटोरियल में अटेंडेंस वगैरह देखा जाता है, ठीक है ना?
ठीक है सर। और सर एग्जाम का जो पेपर है उसका पैटर्न क्या रहेगा, कितना मतलब क्वेश्चन रहेगा, कितना चॉइस रहेगा?
पैटर्न तुम लोगों का क्या होगा, टोटल 80 नंबर का होगा, तो उसमें पैटर्न पता है डिसाइड होगा। वैसे हो सकता है 2 नंबर का 5 क्वेश्चन हो एक में, ठीक है, जैसे कि 5/2 हो गया, उसमें से तुम करो, और बाकी तुम्हारा 7 क्वेश्चन होगा ब्रॉड, ठीक है ना, छोटा छोटा
हाँ
क्वेश्चन
सर।
आएगा एक।
हाँ
जैसे
सर।
मान लो कि कोई एक 2 नंबर का क्वेश्चन 5 आएगा, उसमें से एक कंपलसरी होगा, एक का 5 क्वेश्चन करो, उसमें से 10 आएगा, बाकी तुम्हारा और 7 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा, जिसमें मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 10 होगा।
हाँ सर, ठीक है सर, ठीक है, ठीक है।
सॉल्व करो क्वेश्चन जितना है, ठीक है ना।
ठीक है
किसी को
सर।
कुछ पूछना है तो बताओ, ठीक है, यहीं तक आएगा तुम लोगों का जितना मैंने करा दिया है, ठीक है, बाकी पढ़ते रहो। मैथ का 25 को है ना,
हाँ सर।
मैं तुम लोगों का नोट भेज देता हूँ इसका कोरियर का, बाकी इसका एग्जांपल्स देख लेना, ठीक है।
ठीक है सर, ठीक है सर।
जितना पता है इसी में से करो, एक्स्ट्रा ज्यादा देखने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है।
ठीक है सर, इसमें से आप जो जो भेजे हैं एग्जाम्पल, जो जो मार्क कराए वो सब करेंगे?
हाँ, एग्जाम्पल जितना दिया है वो सब करते रहो, और तो हो सकता है एक दो आज या कल तुम लोगों को सैंपल भेज देंगे, उसमें से सॉल्व कर लेना, ठीक है। वो ज्यादातर सॉल्व किया होगा तुम लोगों ने,
ठीक है
इसी
सर,
टाइप का
थैंक
क्वेश्चन
यू।
है, ठीक है ना।
ओके सर, ओके सर।
ठीक है, फिर और किसी को कुछ और पूछना है तो बताओ, नहीं तो फिर यहीं पे स्टॉप करते हैं, ठीक है। ओके, फिर मैं यहीं पे लीव करता हूँ, ठीक है। बेस्ट ऑफ लक सबके लिए, अच्छे से तैयारी करो और एग्जाम दो।